Well, good morning. Welcome to Thoughts Can Change Your Life with me, Reverend Lee Wallach. We're here each and every day, about 8 a.m., to just check in with life, to see what life has to offer on this most magnificent day. Because every day is a most magnificent day. Today, well, we call it New Year's. And everyone gets all in a tizzy about New Year's. Well, let me just say this. What if we changed the calendar? And what if we made every day a new year, a beginning of a new year? Because that's what every day is. So that a new beginning can begin in the morning, can begin in the afternoon, it could begin today, it could begin tomorrow. It doesn't matter. A new beginning means you shifting your thoughts. And so that's really the key for me. And the key thing is so many people are going to set up these resolutions, New Year's resolutions. I am going to do this and that and all of the other. And you're going to see that the gyms are going to be full for a month and a half, and then they're empty again. You're going to see people changing their eating habits for a week, 2 weeks. Then they're going to lose it again. You're going to people that are going to start meditation practices, do it for a couple days, and stop it again. And the reason that I've come to understand is we just don't take enough time to check in. We don't listen to what it is within our heart that is desiring to be experienced. We just won't even sit and ask a question and listen. Do you hear that? Just listen to what is within you that is desiring to be experienced. Because if your heart is telling you, it's indicating, I want to express this, that's something you'll go forward with because it's in your heart. It's what you truly desire. And you see, once you ask the question, what is it that's desiring to express through me? What is it that? Then you got to ask, who must I become? So in order to express something, to be something, to experience something, you got to become that person. And when you become that person, it becomes automatic. And so the other thing that I look at is, I like the term stacking the benefits. So if you say, I'm going to create a healthier life, you got to stack the benefits. Why is it beneficial to you to live a healthier life? And you keep stacking these benefits one after the other, boom, 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 boom. And all of a sudden, you've got this incredible reason why to do what you're doing. And then every day you remind yourself of, why am I doing this? It's not, I've got to do this. You see, when we say, I've got to do this, that's a bad thing. That's not a choice. I choose to this. I can't wait to do this. When I do this, I'm going to have this experience. You see, there's the difference of energy. I look at it this way. People say, why do you work out? Well, number one, I want to use my body to experience all of life. But here's another big reason. I got a 2.5-year-old granddaughter. I want to be as young as I can be to fully be with her, to enjoy her to the very fullest. I want to take her hiking. I can't do that if I'm not in shape. I want to be able to pick her up and hold her. I can't do that if I'm not in shape. I want to be active with her. Can't do that if I'm not in shape. Because guess what? These young kids, these 2.5, 3-year-olds, they got tons of energy. And if you look at most people my age, and if you're out there and you're my age, or maybe you're not even my age, you're younger, you may not have a lot of energy because you haven't made that a priority in your life. It's as simple as that. Everything that happens to us is based on the priorities that we set for ourselves. And most of them, gang, we've done that unconsciously. Unconsciously, we've allowed other people to come in and they insert their values on us, and then we buy in and we live that. It doesn't serve us. You got to decide, what is it in you that's desiring to be expressed? So here's the question. What is the one thing in you that your heart is desiring to experience more of? What is that one thing? Not what anyone else wants from you, but what is the one thing your inside, your heart, you want more than anything to experience? That's where you put your energy. If you don't know what it is, you give yourself time. time to ask the question and time to be still and time to listen. You see, the great thing about finding out what you want and finding out what others want is you got to listen. But we have not been taught to listen. We have been taught to talk. We've been taught to defend. We've been taught to argue. We've been taught to be right. None of those things really serve for a great life. They don't. You know, one of the values or one of the agreements that I have with everyone that's really close to me in my life is very simply this. You have to ask for what you want when you want it. And you know why I have that agreement? Because I can't read their minds. And you know what? I'm not responsible for reading their mind. And you know what else? They have personal responsibility. If they need something from me, it is their responsibility to ask. Now think about that. If you're in a relationship and you've got a life partner, like I have a life partner, I have my wife, Jean. Jean can say, hey, Lee, did you do this? I'll look at her and say, did you ask? And she'll say no. And I said, well, guess what? I didn't do it. Wasn't mine to do. I didn't have an agreement with you. You know what that does? It takes all the worrying, all the guesswork. I never have to think about what my partner is thinking. I've given it up. And some of you out there say, well, that's not cool. You want to care what your partner's thinking. No, I don't. They're responsible for their thinking. I believe that to be in a relationship, personal responsibility has to be the key. You be responsible for you. I'll be responsible for me. And then we'll share and go on the journey together, supporting and growing each other. So good morning, Annette, Sandra Lynn, May Lynn, Merlinda, Shereel, Kathy's out there. Whoever else is out there, please do check in. Let me know you're out there. And if you got comments or questions, you want to talk a little bit about things, I love it. If you're wanting to plug in with me more, check out my website, agapespiritualcenter.com. agapespiritualcenter.com. We're going to start community gatherings on Wednesdays, not community, but gatherings on Wednesday nights. If you're in Texas, it's at 7:30. If you're in the Eastern or Central time zones, not Texas, you're at 6:30 my time. And then if you're in the Mountain or Western, that's at 8:30 my time. And what we're going to do is we're going to connect. We're going to form community. I realize that people are feeling more and more and more disconnected. And so what I'm offering them is the opportunity to connect the best way we can via Zoom. Bennett, I'm so glad you've joined us for meditations. I hope they're benefiting you. I hope you're finding that. And see, here's a beautiful thing. If you want to start a great habit and you don't meditate, you ought to join me on Zoom in the morning, because then you'll be with a group of people and you'll feel a sense of accountability. You'll feel accountability. You're right, Shereel. People forget that we're all human. They think we ought to be perfect all the time. You know what? I have a lot of people that say I should be perfect all the time. And guess what? I tell them, ain't happening. If you can tell, if you listen to me for a while, I'm just being me, because that's the best I can do. And you know what? Being me is perfect. And Steve joined me for meditation this morning. Kathy's out there. She joined us for meditation this morning. It's a community. You're wanting to plug in? Yeah, you're digging on the breathing at the end. Breath work is incredible. If you don't know, I am a huge, huge follower of Wim Hof. I love Wim Hof. Oh, great, Dr. Rowe. I am so grateful you found that meditation on finding a new job. And as you listen to that meditation, settle into it. Don't let doubt come into your mind. Settle into it. Know that there is a perfect job with the perfect people, with the perfect gifts that you get to give on that job, with the perfect salary, with the perfect benefits, in the perfect location. You just know that. Let that just sink into the core of all that you are, and that job will demonstrate. Now, you've got to be out there doing stuff, but that job will demonstrate, I promised you. Good morning, Jean. You're new to me. I don't recognize your name. And Mika Star, I'm not familiar with you, but hey, you know what? I will be familiar with you the more you check in. My job is to get to know you, even if it's on this podcast that I do. Because to get to know you means I recognize who you are. I recognize the energy. And then when you write comments, that helps me to get to know you. It helps me to get to understand where you are so that we can make this conversation personal to you. See, this is not about me. I'm doing this to connect with you. What I'm trying to share with you is the things that I've learned through my experience in that. Rodney, good morning to you as well. I love that you're checking in. I got Zoe checking in now. My God, you people are just wonderful. People say, what are you going to do today, Lee? It's New Year's Day. I say to them, hey, I'm going to do what I do every day. That which gives me the greatest joy. We've got a thank you there. We got Gilbert joining us from Oklahoma. Love that Oklahoma is here. Melinda Johnson wants to join our community. Melinda, if you want to join and be a part of the gatherings on Wednesday, send me an email. Send me an email, rev.lee, L-E-E, at agape, A-G-A-P-E, spiritualcenter.com. rev.lee at agapespiritualcenter.com. Mimi, your first time you're catching me live? Are you in for a treat? Because I never know what I'm going to say. And Bennett found me because of the ayahuasca episode. Yep. That was a trip to Peru that changed my life in so many different ways. Here's the one thing I want you to know, that if you're going to start this new year, here's the one thing you want to be. You want to be curious. You know what I mean? Curiosity means I want to expand. I want to grow. I want to try new things. Curiosity is the thing that keeps us alive. It's magnificent. It's absolutely magnificent. I'm curious about so many things I want to find. But here's the thing. You can be curious about a lot of things, but you got to know what your hierarchy of values are. What is it that's most important to you? And when you know that, you make all your decisions based on it. So when I look at the top 5 values that I have, becoming more aware, teaching about how to better self-love through conscious living, building community, learning about human behavior and spirituality, building a healthy, magnificent body, being financially free, I make all my decisions based on that. If it doesn't meet and satisfy those high values of mine, I don't do it. I don't do it. Yesterday, I spent 5 hours putting together my daily inspirations, the thoughts I put out every day. I've been doing this for years. And yesterday I had to cut and paste them from all over places, putting them in, and I got them in documents. I have 9.5 years of thoughts that I've done every day. And I never do anything but wake up in the morning, come down, sit down, and type whatever's in my mind. I don't put a lot of thought in whatever comes out. Remember I talked about listening to your heart center, listening to what's within? That's what I do. I listen to what's within and I write it down. And I look, and I had to cut and paste thousands of them yesterday, thousands of them. And guess what? I said some pretty cool stuff. I said, where did that stuff come from? And I realized it wasn't my ego. It wasn't my ego mind. It was from an intelligence that was deeper within me. Raven, to grow closer to the I am becomes with greater awareness, and the only place that you can start is meditation. I say that all the time. That is the single one most important daily practice that every human being should have. And if I were to share with you what is the ultimate would be to meditate 20 minutes in the morning, and then 20 minutes in the late afternoon, early evening. That's the ultimate. That's all you need. You don't have to do this hours and hours and hours. And it doesn't have to be anything really, really complex. Hey, just join me in the morning at 7 a.m. and you'll walk through and you'll see it. You'll feel it. You'll know it. And then you'll be able to do it with me or you'll be able to do it without me. See, I'm not trying to get you attached to me. I'm trying to get you to be independent of me. That's what good teachers do. They don't want their students dependent on them. I don't want a wife that's dependent on me. I don't want my sons to be dependent on me. I don't want my granddaughter to be dependent on me. I want them to choose to be with me because it's fun. It's an adventure. And you know what? Isn't it great when you're with people who are fun and that are on an adventure? If they're not, it's boring. Can I say that word again for you? Boring. How many people you have people in your life that you're bored with? If you have people in your life that you're bored with, here's what you do. Go look in the mirror because it's you that's attracting them, so you must be boring too. So I'm just simply saying, I'm all about personal responsibility. You want a different experience? You're in, I can't even say it, Bahrain. Where is Bahrain, Dr. Rowe? Where are you, woman? What time is it there right now? That's a good question to ask. Put that out there. Give me a comment on that. What time is it there right now? I'm always curious as to where people are. We have people from India watching. We have people from Europe watching. We've had people from South Africa, all over the world watch. All over the world do meditation with us. I understand that Mideast, again, Dr. Rowe, what time is it there? If you tell me the time, I'll tell you what's the best one for you. Well, here's what you do. Go to my website, agapecsl.com. or agapespiritualcenter.com. Either one will get you there. Look at the calendar. Look at Wednesday. Look at the gathering. It's 5:20 p.m. My gosh. So, my God, I got to think about that. So you're ahead of me, I would guess. So we'll figure this out, Dr. Rowe. I'm not going to keep everyone involved in this conversation that I'm doing right now. That was my mind going, oops, got to get out of there. Got to be focused for everyone. So what I want to say to you today, if you do nothing today, I want you to go to YouTube. I want you to type in Wim Hof, W-I-M-H-O-F, breathing technique. I want you to find the one that's exactly 11 minutes. Exactly 11 minutes. I want you to put your earbuds in or not, and I want you to do that breathing today. I promise you what will happen is it'll calm your mind, it'll oxygenate your body, and you will feel better. Dr. Rowe, why don't you put your email down there? And I'll get in touch with you that way. So folks, what else can I do? Oh, I got Raven's been doing it. I'll tell you, once you do the breathing and you do it for a while, you'll realize that when you're not doing it, you don't feel so good. That's how you judge things. Feels good. You take it away. It doesn't feel good. Stop right there. So anyway, I'm pretty complete. I've talked a lot more than I normally do. I try to keep this between 5 and 10 minutes, but you people have been just so engaging today. We went 20 minutes. Anyway, if you like this, do me a favor, share it with a friend. Tell them to plug in. Why not spread this message around so that we can empower more and more people to be the gift in their own lives and then the gift in others. So if no one tells you this today, know that I will. I love you and I accept you just the way you are. Have a great day, everybody. Aloha.